Oh wait, damn. I didn't mean for that to be way over there. Okay.
Good.
Peace and power, everyone. We are back.
Yes, peace, prosperity, and abundance, everyone. Welcome.
Yes, and we are. I'm trying to normalize saying abundance. So abundance, everyone. Okay, so today we want to start out by giving clarity to what it is that we're trying to achieve here. And so one of those things is, in fact, getting both of our platforms monetized. And so, in order to do that, we need you all to support physically as well. We never made it clear. We need you to like, share, and comment on the videos. That helps us up in the algorithm. And shout out to everybody that has been liking and sharing and commenting. But we need y'all to come on and follow on in and write some comments down there too, because we are trying to get our platforms out there. And so we're doing it by way
Mhm.
of, what do you call it? Something that we take pleasure in, which is reading. And we will, I say, is my intention for us to also be able to come together and bring you all more content, just to show y'all that we're not doing this just on the internet. I make that a big point. Like, we meet all these people. If you're not trying to meet the people and get to know and build relationships, then what are we doing it for?
Mhm.
And so, in that, we do need you all. This is free content. It is pleasurable to us to read to you all and discuss and share our energy, even energy exchanges. But we also do need the comments, okay? We need the comments, even if you're not watching or listening to it all the way through, let it play. We don't mind. we, we understand that people are busy, but we need the plays as well. That's how we get up in the algorithm. And so I don't know if that was clear at first, but this is our clarity right here.
Mhm.
You want to add anything,
I
Jennifer?
think you said that very well, and I think like we were just talking about, it's important to identify that which the ways to support,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not always made clear and without being specific, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like in theme with Pisces season about really bringing up and out the things that are hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And as a self realization through reading this book and really thinking about it, it's about identifying the things that I want and being very clear about that so
Mm-hmm.
that the outcome is in alignment with my desires.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So thank you for the support. We'll put our links to our platforms in the chat. And thank y'all. Just much gratitude for those of you who come every week or once a week or whenever you come. Gratitude
Right.
for you. Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate the support. And we are dropping our links in the chat. And also, the book. If you have not gotten the book by now, we are almost midpoint. You still can order it. It's just we're gonna keep things moving because we do want to read the male point of view or perspective of this book. And so that's why we do it weekly. We trying to what is it? Absorb the information as well. That's why it's one chapter. If we do two, it's because some chapters are short. And then, like I said, feel free during the week to go ahead and hold on one second. Let me drop it. Feel free during the week to go ahead and replay it. Replay it in the background. I walk around with this book on in my ears because I hear it better with the headphones anyway. But just because when I'm doing stuff around the house, it just hits different. I'm in motion and I am definitely listening. I've contacted Jenny Marie a couple of times, like, girl, the book just hurt my feelings again. Because when you are participating or lack thereof in some of these characteristics, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow. Yeah. And so for the new people, welcome. I am Styles by Nina of Styles by Nina LLC and also Katie's Alchemy. We do business at Katie's Alchemy. We do we create. I just I don't want to run down the whole list. We create. That's what we do here. And so whether it be intellectual content, physical products, whatever it is, it can be conversations. We are creating a buzz around this book. And so that's what it is. Support. I just started back vlogging. You can find my vlogs information over on Instagram. That's Styles by Nina. And also Katie's Alchemy on Instagram as well. My other platforms are Facebook. They'll all be on my link tree that we just dropped. Greetings, Lisa. And we just want you to feel welcome here. We're going to open up the floor at the end of the chapter so that we can discuss. It's important not that we're just reading, but discussing the information. And we try not to read straight through because you all do contact us about different things, and we appreciate you all for that. There's nothing like what do they call it? People making you think about how the shape of the business is gonna go. I'll say. So we don't read it straight through because we want to absorb the information, and also just in general, if we were meeting at a public bookstore or something, we wouldn't. We would discuss with each other and be getting to know each other. And so that's why it is book club. And to all of you who haven't ordered yet, you all keep hitting me up saying y'all got to get the book. Get it. Even if we're done with the book, read the book. It's a good read. This is a very good read. You can pass this down to your daughters, or read this with your daughters. It is very important that we heal this generational trauma because that's what it is. We're living in fight or flight constantly. And so that's an issue in itself. But buy a copy for your daughter. If you can't correct your behavior, help the generations under you.
Your
Uh,
son as well.
Yeah, your
Buy
son
for
as
your
well.
son too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Because I was talking to Pharaoh. Pharaoh was trying to figure out the name of the book. And it's like, yeah, him too. Because he needs to be able to identify a
Yes,
city
who we
hawk.
dealing with? Exactly.
When the city hawk come his way, I need for him to be able to see the characteristics. You right.
Yes.
Jenny Marie is right, y'all. Now I gotta start back over and make sure we read this together.
Right, a whole nother perspective.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
mhm.
But yeah, just get this book and share it with as many people. And I could have photocopied and passed it out to y'all, but I just believe in protecting intellectual property. I don't really like the PDF thing because you're taking away from people's tables, and it's just not cool to me. That's just my personal opinion. Grab the book. The link is in the bio or the description box. You think Instagram. But yeah, you gonna go on and introduce yourself, Jenny Marie?
Hello, peace, prosperity, and abundance, everyone. Thank you. Jenny Marie, the abundant sister. As Styles by Nina was saying, I am a creator of many things, and I do a lot of different things, and I'm doing a lot of different things. Primarily, as we've shared before, it's our goal to really, I'll speak for myself as well, just connect with as many like-minded, melanated people as possible. I love us. And this is something that I'm passionate about is us. I'm passionate about learning as much about that generational trauma as I can, that it can be corrected, bring it up and bring it out so that it stops with us. And that is the most exciting thing, knowing how much trauma stops right here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna get into it, y'all. Today is chapter 6, Awakening the Moon. And this is all about the moon archetype. And so I know we discussed, but I didn't hear it. You're gonna pick up where changing your broadcast.
You asked me where I'm picking up
Mm-hmm.
at Erasing Bad Memories on
Okay.
67.
Okay. They want to
Yep.
overread. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. You scoot up to my mic. The moon archetype. The icon of the moon archetype is the moon, and inside the moon are clutches or a clutch of eggs. Image. The image, for purposes of visualization, is a young mother with her baby to her breast. This energy is an intuitive faculty and of nurturing others. It is to supply the need implied by a growing thing. It is the capacity to give and the desire to give without a sense of loss. It generates an unending supply based on the need to give unceasingly. We use the icon of the moon to denote the component or archetype of feminine energy that is associated with the abstract concept of an egg. It is the true essence of fertility. This is the yin energy that is designed to bring forth new life or support existing life. To allow the generation of this energy, the female must feel secure. Broadcast. When this archetype of the feminine energy is active in a woman's auric field, she begins to broadcast. Her broadcast to the male energy is I submit to you, the male energy. I give you the power you need to do. Protect me, be strong for me, and make my dreams come true. When the woman fails to develop the moon archetype, she feels a sense of loss when she gives. The act of nurturing others drains her. She is less fertile. In the absence of this energy in her auric field, the female will broadcast the opposite message. Her broadcast to the male energy is I do not submit to you, the male energy. I feel unprotected. I am afraid. I cannot nurture you. Examine the two broadcasts and understand if you broadcast the positive moon energy, men will desire to respond. The men who have their masculine energy available will respond in the positive. Men love to be the hero. They love to come to your rescue. But remember that the majority of them cannot respond. They just, the majority of them cannot respond. They do not have the energy developed yet. Do not get upset at these men. When you broadcast to them and express your needs, it makes them feel impotent. They will act badly. It is because they feel incomplete. It is not your fault. Steer them in the direction so that they can become who they need to be. If you are broadcasting the negative moon message, understand that men may find you attractive but will not commit to you. In their encounters with in their encounters with you, they sense that something is lacking. They will come up with excuses as to why they cannot do right. But your energy is what is giving but your energy is what is giving them cause for pulling back. The men will not change until you modify your broadcast. The moon archetype is one of the dominant feminine energies, But like all archetypes, it is designed to work in unison with the other three archetypes. Second puberty, moon edition. To begin to awaken the moon component of her feminine energy, a woman infuses a catalyst into her subconscious mind. This catalyst is like a key, and when the mind sees it, the master feminine faculty awakens and looks for the door it corresponds with to open it. Now, I guess this statement sounds a bit esoteric. How does one insert a catalyst into the mind? Is it a drug or a cattle prod? Or do I stick my head under a pyramid? No, none of the above. This exercise is a series of things done together. It is done in a meditation format. During the meditation, something is done to automatically cause the left brain to begin to shut down, and the right brain is opened up to be receptive in a special way. Special sounds are involved, special breathing is involved. There's a little trick to it that is private. These are instructions given at the time of the regimen. Actually, people who have done it find it very simple. It is organic. Each thing by itself is meaningless, but when done together in the right sequence, these things form a catalyst. It may be hard to conceptualize this, but we are reprogramming our subconscious mind all the time. Every time we watch television or sit in class at school or go to a concert or do anything with repetition, all ads on television are designed. Okay, let me go back. But we are reprogramming our subconscious mind all the time. Every time we watch television or sit in a class at school or go to a concert or do anything with repetition, that's the part I want to hit. All ads on television are designed with certain colors, sounds, and themes that have some power to change your mind. We are programmed from birth to respond to this way. And this exercise is perfectly normal. In fact, everyone has already done it when they went through the puberty the first time. They just did not know they were doing it. So everybody already did this when they went through puberty. Everybody, okay? This time, you are aware that you're doing it. The infusion of this catalyst requires a special CD. The meditation sessions last about 25 minutes. It is required to do the sessions 3 times a week. You will know that you have done something right away, and you will actually begin to experience the results in about 3 weeks. As soon as the woman begins the meditations, the table work, and energy work, her master feminine faculty begins to awaken. It then proceeds to go into her DNA storehouse and locates the set of attributes associated with the moon archetype. It starts to transfer them from a dormant state into an active state. They start growing into real aspects of her being and stop being just potential traits. The extent to which she will achieve success and the rate at which this transition can take place varies considerably. While attempting to gain relief from the symptoms of toxic womb syndrome, the woman should refrain from introducing the toxins in her system that trigger the problems. So this means no fried foods, no corn syrup, reduced consumption of mucus producing foods during the 3 days prior to the flow part of the menses cycle. Eliminate all salt and seafood from the diet. So during the 3 days prior. Then we're gonna get into the auric field detoxification. Healing the reproductive matrix. In the process of awakening the master feminine faculty, energy work is a key step. The energy work is a key step. This energy work is the detoxification of the spirit, body, or auric field. This type of energy work is done on a massage table, and a session is usually 2 hours long. 2 such sessions are suggested for this phase. This is a very special form of energy work. It is normally done by a healer familiar with the Tantra. For females, only males can do this form of energy work. For males, only females can do this type of energy healing. The female client lies on the table, and the healer introduces a special energy into her auric field that breaks up negative blocks and purges her field. The energy of the healer does not flow through the female client, but is the catalyst for a reaction within her auric field. In the case of energy, in the case of energy table work for the purpose of awakening the master feminine faculty, the male healing energy acts to neutralize negative energy in the female's auric field. Well, in the female's field. The presence of this special male polarity also stimulates the action of her master feminine faculty. Tantra energy work releases old memories. Females report that it provides healing to old relationship wounds. The woman's age is sometimes a factor. It remains a factor only to the extent that an older woman has had a longer time to become rigid and inflexible in her belief systems and personality structure. Health is a factor. It is a factor to the extent that a woman has mistreated or abused her body so bad that restoration is impaired. In order for the feminine traits to become active, she must have the ability to secrete human growth hormone from the pituitary gland. This is a requirement. The ovaries and estrogen play a key role in the revival of the feminine nature. If a woman has undergone a hysterectomy, her chances of achieving success with this regimen are reduced but not impossible. Prescription drug use or illegal drug use can damage the endocrine glands such as thyroid, pancreas, etc. This slows down the reaction. There are countermeasures to these things, but they make the process more complex. You must fully disclose any such history to your guide at the beginning of the program. Energy healing or energy work is the second oldest form of medicine. Herbal medicine is thought to be the oldest. There are many forms of energy healing, including Reiki, pranic healing, psychic surgery, hands on healing, table work, shaktipat, tumo, etc., are all forms of energy work healing. Two of the most famous energy healers of ancient times were connected with spiritual orders. Imhotep was the high priest of the spiritual order in dynastic Egypt. Jesus Christ is the namesake of the Christian religion. Both were advanced energy healers if the accounts cited have not been hyped up. From Russia, China, India, Africa, South America, and especially the Native Americans of North America, and we know that that is the American Indian of North America. Native means that they migrated here. Okay. Um, there have come credible accounts of what is termed miracle healing. In the past, there was resistance to energy healing in America. This seems strange since there is a large Christian population in the United States, and energy healing was extremely popular with the early Christians.
You know what I was thinking about was the part where um the male healing energy and like what determines that it's a healing energy, like in like tantra classes where they use the energy, the healing energy for male and female. I just wonder, like, how do you know that you're dealing with healed male energy when it comes to, and vice versa? I want to do some research on that.
And so you mean just to see what forms are originally from here?
Well, no, going back up where it talks about the energy work,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
So, in thinking, keeping Tantra in mind as one of those, part of the catalyst in healing energy work, where dealing with female energy and the healing energy of a male, how do you know? I guess it's felt energetically. Because like I was telling you, I did a tantric class. I went by myself. I didn't go with a partner. And so I ended up getting partnered with other males who were there in attendance by themselves as well. And I can't say that it was anything memorable with regard to feeling a healing energy. But I don't know, maybe I just wasn't aware. It's just something I was thinking about. Okay. Erasing
I,
bad mem. Oh, I'm
um,
sorry. Were you on
no,
mute?
I was gonna say, I'm thinking about the male energy and what you were saying. Just how does it? So can you feel it? So when you went to the class, whoever was your partner, could you feel their energy as well, or it wasn't the
You know what? I don't know that I felt secure enough to even release that energy or offer that energy up, if that makes any sense. I don't know that I was fully
mm,
invested in sharing my energy with people that I didn't know.
right, right, right,
And
right,
I don't think I understood Tantra in the way that this is kind of explaining it.
right.
Hence why I didn't go with a partner. And I'm not saying that maybe you need you need male energy. I don't know. I don't know. And it makes me think about looking at Tantra a lot deeper in terms of healing energy or energy work, healing energy work.
Okay.
All right. Erasing bad memories, detoxification of the reproductive system. Our cells hold our cells all hold memories. Memory is not just in the brain. Negative memories are stored in toxins held within the cell. Fat cells are most often used in this way. It is sometimes hard to get rid of these fat cells because of the toxic memories they store. We refuse to let go of the past, and so we cannot let go of the fat. This reinforces the counterfeit behavior of the counterfeit persona. Women and men often cling to these memories and the fears and false beliefs that support them. This is not complex memory as in the brain, but a very primitive chemical message. This is not the same complex and blueprint like memory that is held in the genetic material of the DNA. These negative cell memories are only triggered by specific situations or emotions, usually a fear or phobia. Standing in the way of your new expression of feminine energy are old patterns of behavior and memories of how things turned out before. And I want to say that one more time. Standing in the way of your new expression of feminine energy are old patterns of behavior and memories of how things turned out before. Until
So
you
that
break from this chemical attachment to the past, it is hard to embrace a positive future. Your
hold on.
mantra for this phase of the program is stop living in the past. Remember what got you here will not take you to there. I'm sorry, let me say that one more. Remember
Right.
what
I
got
was,
you to here will not take you to there, the place you want to be.
ooh, that's a word.
Mm,
Remember what got you to here will not take you to listen.
mm.
Wanna be? Stop living in the past.
Living in the past. Because when a woman brings the attributes of the seated hawk, elegant rose, moon, or treasure chest online, she wants to act like a feminine woman. To do this, she has to trust men, feel secure, feel sexy, and feel special. The program is to develop curves, hype up the reproductive system, and change the energy profile. This proactive, positive, spiritual, and upbeat energy is directly opposed to the negative, fear based, inhibitive energy that is locked into her cells. You ultimately have control of your being. You have free will. We cannot change overnight, but in a matter of weeks or months, we can delete our attachment to the negative past. We cannot delete the memories themselves that are held in the brain, but we can and should use our will to free ourselves from the influence these memories have over us. Who is the boss of you? Is it your will or the memories? Are you the horse you are riding or the rider of the horse? You are the rider and you can get off the horse. Memories are powerful things to the extent that we continue to invest in them. Memories become impotent images of the past when we make our will dominant. Trauma and some negative experience may be hard to avoid. For instance, let's say an adult woman remembers that her father abandoned her at the age of 6. This was a trauma. Now, the memories continue to haunt her and shape her present. The memories of being abandoned by her father got trapped in her cells when she was just 6 years old. She waited for dad to pick her up on the weekend and take her to his house. But this time, he did not come. And then her mother told her that there had been an incident and daddy was mad at mommy. Her father came to visit her less and less. Then comes the point of the final break from dad. The 6-year-old girl is told that daddy has moved and has another family. So she knows the whole situation has changed and daddy may not be coming for a long time. She talks to dad on the phone and he tries to explain, but there is no acceptable closure in this situation for a 6-year-old. This is when those bad memories get programmed into her cells. It goes in deep because it hurts so badly. The break comes, and the crying, and the sense of loss. The memory is in her mind, and a copy of the memory is locked in the cells. The memories will stay with her until she lets them go or removes the toxins the memories are fastened to. As long as these toxins are in her cells, the negative memories will affect her behavior in an involuntary way. She believes she has no control over this reaction. And as long as she hates her father and holds tight to the feelings of abandonment and anxiety, it will be hard to eliminate the fat. This is part of the role of the awakening circle. We talk about these things that bother us and decide to let the past go. You can forgive or choose not to forgive. It does not matter. The point is to disconnect and bring your will into play. It is better to forgive, but whatever you do, take control. The best way to start this cell detoxification is to talk about these episodes. Cell detoxification is impose the will over negative memories, use the language of victory, talk about the past in terms of how you want it to turn out. Use diet to support a purging. Exercise the thigh, hip, and abdomen area. The exercise causes the blood to be pushed into the very small blood vessels and get into those cells in the corners and cracks. Act like you are clean, and when you start to give yourself the image of what you will be.
Hold on.
Let me see.
So,
Hold on. Act like you are clean and new when you start to give yourself the image of what you will be. Hmm.
oh, so, peace, Amy, and the floor is open. You stated you wanted to come on in. I just want to speak on what you just read. This is like home for me because this is exactly how my moon clearly got thrown off. Okay, and I
Mm,
always had a belief of exactly what he just wrote. Because if your dad is supposed to be the first person that you fall in love with, that masculine energy, and that energy is heartbreaking, then from that point, how do you move forward with success in establishing male partnerships? And it's so deep. And just even he went into detail, just whatever the situation was, daddy can't come around no more. And for me personally, he was okay with that. Because I just feel like if you weren't, you would fight for it. Okay.
mm.
And so that being programmed into your cells from a early age does, like, this part pierced for me. And it's just like, dang. But I did order a hula hoop. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
operating this midsection to get down in the cells. You said exercise the thigh, hip, and abdomen.
Yes. And I like that last one. Act like you are clean and new when you start,
Mm,
meaning that like you are letting go of the past.
mm-hmm.
And when you take a trauma like that, being
Mm-hmm.
ingrained into your DNA, it's no wonder why it takes, several months to address that and correct that and do spiritual and energetic work to heal that. These my waistbands.
And waist, yeah, the waist beads.
Mm.
I do feel like they assist in you feeling feminine because I used to wear mine, but I just think the physical work and also the ability to release it, because even in wearing my waist beads, that energy was still there. Not even feeling comfortable in my own skin, or even the part when he said you won't be fertile as other women. And I pondered that for years, just like, why is this so hard for me, personally, to carry full term, miscarriages, all that. Like I say, it really hit home because like that was a feminine, and I feel like once I stopped wearing heels, because I used to wear them all the time. um I feel like in that point in my life, something was being turned on and off. When I think back, like something happened around those times, just like, okay. And then to think back even further, I remember, and this is funny to me now that I think about it. But just being in relationships with dudes, and then all of a sudden I'm dressing like a dude, just fresh. I used to be fresh to death. And it was because I was not comfortable with the attention, like I said, that I was getting from males. So this would just hit home on different levels for me. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's just deep. Okay.
Yeah, and like with the hula hoop and exercising the thigh and hip and kind of opening up, you think about laboring and birthing children stand in that standing position, right? And using your legs and pushing things out, even if it's just, what it that could be taken spiritual and physically, right? But I get the physical opening up of these areas, exercising these areas
Mm-hmm.
to get things circulated. Okay. Your outer beauty and outer harmony starts with beauty and health in the cells. Of course, when we see a client in person, each regimen is tailored to their particular situation. Because if you have a serious issue like high blood pressure, disease, diabetes, or liver disease, you may need to take extra measures to get the most out of it. We have already spoken about the diet aspect of the regimen. When you join a group and start the actual process, more information is given to you. Changing your broadcast. When your moon broadcast is positive and it has a serious impact, when your moon broadcast is positive, it has a serious impact on men. In my opinion, it is the strongest of the attractive forces. It says you will nurture them. It says you are receptive to them. What compels men about this broadcast is that the woman is saying, I need you. It is an acknowledgement of his worth. It says she accepts him, acknowledges him, and appreciates him for all he does. Males go into another space when they are in that I am here to protect you and take care of you mode. If a woman is seeking marriage, the positive moon broadcast will be her best tool. A woman can tell when her moon broadcast is changing by her attitude to children and domestic things. Babies start to look irresistibly cute to you. You gain a desire to cook and host parties out of nowhere. You find your kitchen no longer pleases you because it does not allow you to express your culinary side. You feel the urge to give to others. You are attracted to charities and doing good deeds to those less fortunate than yourself. Your moon is coming online. Thus, a change comes over her in that she has the ability to give without feeling a sense of loss. She wants to give and nurture and is, in fact, driven to do so. Some women tend to block this energy when it starts to emerge. Why, you may ask? Because as young girls, they looked at women who were giving and nurturing and saw that men were not doing their part. The young girls observe the last generation and often see that these moon women did not always have positive outcomes. Men did not protect them, did not care for them, men did not love them. In other words, young girls reject the moon energy because they observe an absence of older men who have brought forth their masculine energy. These men do not embody the house of the man. We will discuss the house of the man in another chapter. So there are all these issues of trust, security, and caring. Once you begin this part of the regimen, the energy will continue to develop until you stop it. You have to allow it. The past is the past. If you cling to it, your moon archetype development will be limited. So, is there anybody who felt like that resonates with seeing, not having, how do they explain it? Rejecting the moon archetype because we just didn't see the benefits of it. You know, the men weren't showing up in the way that it's described, protecting or caring or loving. I just found
Oh,
that really, really interesting. It makes a lot of sense. Um, for me, I can't say that I didn't feel protected by the older men. Um, I didn't observe an absence in that way. And I would like to think that there was probably something. Um, I don't know that I rejected my moon archetype rather than shutting it down. And I
mm-hmm.
don't know if that's one and the same, but just feeling like there were better alternatives than to submit. That, doing that, it did seem like, maybe there was a shortage or getting the short end of the stick in some
Mhm.
aspects. I'll say that for me.
Absolutely. I was explaining to my husband that I didn't even have the basics. Like, okay, so us being in astrology, we know that there's father figures in astrology. And so we also explained that the man is essentially the father. That's why your father gives you away.
Mm-hmm.
He's shifting that responsibility. But just in general, when you talk about submit, growing up, it just has never I seen partial here and there, but I can say my grandmama, that was like the only person, and I'll say my mom too, giving her and my stepdad, but it was just in brief increments. I never seen a woman that just is fully submissive. I've always been around women that had their own careers and they husbands just, I'm gonna have mine, and just growing up in that generation where you don't want to be dependent on no man. He might do. And so
Mm-hmm.
the fear base of that whole narrative, oh, you want to always have your own and whatever, whatever. It's true. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's just not your role. And so that is one of the other characteristics. I don't know, remember if it's the seated hawk. Which one did it talk about? The seated hawk and the other one.
Treasure
The treasure
chest.
chest.
Yeah.
And so those two combined have been a combination of all the great women. I'll say the women that were making moves that I saw handling their business. It was a combination of those two. Nothing like, oh, okay, well, I'm giving. So not even a thought process of you giving and having an abundance because there's no sense of loss. That's big.
Yes.
Because in most women, we always go into how tired we are, doing it by ourselves, ooh, overwhelmed. And
Yes.
then what about my dreams? And
Yes.
so when you look at it from the place of you giving and always having, because there's no sense of loss, that is big key. There's no sense of loss. And so it makes me think, are we creating these situations with our minds? Because when you're thinking, when we talked about the scarcity mindset, thinking that you're missing or that you always got to be chasing behind something, it's like, no. If you
Mm-hmm.
sit back and never think about loss, my grandmother never was broke, like ever. We lived in the projects. She had a lot of people in and out the house. So she had 16 kids. Some people come back home, come and going. But she never was without finances. People say, oh, well, she would give her last. She would, because she knew in some sense that it would come back.
Mm.
And so it's just deep. This book speaks to mindset, and then it also rings a bell to, do we believe what we're saying that we want? We say we want to be a community, and we want all these great things, but everybody has one of these characteristics that are more dominant than the others, and it's not being balanced. And so
Mm. Yeah. It's really interesting that you say that, Nina, because that was something as part of just a prayer today of gratitude and also forgiveness for not being clear about what it is that I want. That's one. And
mhm,
two, about having that scarcity mindset. Like I was thinking about the moon and being having it turned on. I
mhm,
remember, I don't remember what event, If I really dug deep, I probably could, but I remember operating in the moon faculty. We're feeling like I can give and give, and I'm not tired and I'm not overwhelmed. Surely my responsibilities were far fewer,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember operating in that space and how good it felt and not even having to worry. And they were some of the most difficult times, reflecting and looking back now, like just getting through in terms of
Mm-hmm.
having to be able to provide for myself. Um, and I definitely want to get back there. But in order to be able to do that, the past has got to be let go of. That
Mm-hmm.
negative self chatter or those past experiences that triggered
Mm-hmm.
and caused the trauma, there has to be something put in place to correct that and break all of that down. And what did it say? Nina, what was it where it was saying you cannot get to what got you to here will not take you to there.
Yeah, yeah, and that's key. What
Yes.
got you here will not take you to there where you want to be. And so the behavior has to be corrected. I speak about that all the time. In a lot of instances, it's like, okay, where do the actions meet the words? And
Yes.
I'm not being funny, but when we dealing in truth, the facts, which I'll be saying facts, when we dealing in that, where do the actions meet the words? And I have at 41, yeah, I'm gonna need all that. I'm gonna need them actions and the words to be right in alignment with each other.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that for me is energy draining because I am one of those people that hold dear to me friendships and family. I'm a Cancer rising, and so if my family and home and all those relationships aren't on point, it throws me off into that Gemini moon, overthinking. Every time something happens, I'm thinking the good, the bad. I'm trying to balance it out. Do you stay? Do you
Mhm.
go? Nah, I'm gonna need
Mhm.
them actions to meet them words. If we say this is what we doing, let's do it. And
Mhm.
so we were talking earlier about Pisces season, and I was telling Jenny Marie, I'm like, I'm realizing is every Pisces season, Pisces knock me over the head with some kind of realization. And I don't never get it until we coming out of it. Like going into Aries season. Like I never quite get it. It's like this time I got it early because it's like if you know what your goals are, you should also know what your expectations from others are.
Mhm.
And I was told this week that you can't expect, you can, because if you are creating your own reality, then it's certain things that you want to exist within that personal circle. Now, I'm not talking about the world, but I'm talking about those personal relationships. And so, when people fall short, you have to make decisions. And so, for me, a lot of my relationships now, all my adult friends are not people that I grew up with.
Mhm.
And I'm talking relationships across the board. I know the book is talking masculine, feminine, but it's just relationships in general. I used to be one of them people, no new friends.
Mhm.
Not like I like my friends familiar to me. And it's like that's not cool because you never know who will come into your path
Mhm.
and whatever those imbalances are, that person can show up and show you what that balance looks like. And it's not hard. We talked the other day about things being forced. It's not hard. And so in creating our own reality, wherever you've been, it said where you been ain't gonna get you to where you wanna be.
Yes.
That's what the book say. And so Pisces season always brings that truth. And sometimes I will go back into the delusion, but it just seems like the older I get, you can't go back into the delusion. Like, nah. It was okay at 20 something, but at 40, now you got to double down. Everybody know in astrology, you start to age backwards once you hit that plateau up of about 40. And that's why you see so many women and men at their highest success, over that age, because you got all that immaturity and the low vibrational activities that you like to participate in. Did that,
Mm.
and so that's what it is. You become your own creator or your co-creator. There's the creation, and then we're the co-creators. And so in that, if what you're saying that you want, it too applies to your relationships, because I do believe that you are a sum total of the five people that are closest to you.
Mhm.
And so all that, y'all. Amy, did
Mhm.
you want to come in? We dropped the link. I know you DM. I didn't know if you want to hop on. I don't. I think it gives you an option of whether you want your camera on or off. Y'all don't have to be shy. Y'all can come on in and talk.
Mhm. Come on, y'all.
But yeah, I like this book because it's not just making me think about my marriage and how I'm showing up, but what are those? What signal am I putting out to draw whatever is coming back?
Mm.
And signals are everything. Cause listen, listen.
Hey, Safidi.
Hey, but yeah.
Yeah. So next week, we discuss in depth awakening the rose.
Mm,
And
the
girl,
the rose is gonna be yeah, because this is short, fairly short. But the rose is good though. I'm gonna tell y'all a little sneak peek. We're gonna talk about genital reflexology, the orgasmic plateau. The rose just make you want to read. Okay, it just makes you want to read. You're like, what? Awakening exercises, female beauty as erotic art. I was at
mm,
a gathering maybe a week back, and some of the ladies had participated in a photo shoot, a boudoir. I think that's what they would call it, a boudoir photo shoot. And they pulled out their pictures, and they just had joy all over their faces,
oh
just
my
sharing.
God, I
Yeah,
love it.
they were so happy and delighted to share, and just was sharing how it makes you feel empowered and more feminine to be
Yes.
comfortable in your skin. And so I do believe that I probably will get one eventually. But yeah,
Wow.
if you've
You know, just
never,
think of all of just like the daring things that we could do as women that we were just like discouraged from doing
mm, mm-hmm,
at a young age, you know?
yeah,
To think of that is like really exciting.
yeah, and then overcoming. Don't ever feel like you're too old to get you a boudoir photo shoot or some kind of photo shoot. I supposed to did one for my 40th, and I ended up in Georgia. I'm gonna get it done though. I'm one of those people. I do feel like that would help in developing some of these archetypes within myself.
Mhm.
It's just like, why not? Why not? I love to see people that are comfortable in their skin. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
girl with YOLO.
Yeah. Do one. YOLO, do one. And they were at the party. I'm talking about when they were showing their photos, they were just smiling. you know, you know how you think somebody be like, "Oh, I don't want to show them to everybody." No, it just made them feel a certain type of way. And they were talking about how when they first got there, everybody was fairly shy, and how later on everybody was very comfortable in their poses and stuff. So I do think that it heals a feminine aspect somewhere, somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, this is just the beginning, just getting into that part of the moon, which is the past, right? And letting go of the past.
Right.
And that's the start, right? That's kind of like the first step is just being willing to let go of your past experiences to
Mm-hmm.
allow yourself room to expand and grow,
Right.
you
The
know?
new experiences. And I
Mhm.
speaking
Mhm.
on that, you reminded me. I want to say last week I stated that this is my first thing. Well, first time having a female on my platform. I want to take that back. I did used to have we used to host a study group here. It was not the same, but in that aspect, females do show up, depending on what the likes or what the subject. But I thought about that and I'm like, oh, I forgot about Miss Joyce and the other young ladies that came on, and we were studying the Hebrew language, and we also were reading this book as well. So yeah, people come, but I was speaking specific last week to when you talking about working together. It is rare and far and few in between.
Mhm.
It just is what it is. But I am appreciative of the new relationships that I'm drawing to myself, because that matters. And I appreciate you, Jenna Marie, for just being open to do this with me, because a lot of people be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it'll just never happen. And so I do appreciate, I love to read. When we first conversated, that was one of the things we like, we both like, we don't need to
Mhm.
have no more books.
Mhm.
Read the books that we have, and that's what we intend to, we set the attention. And so I love it. I love it. I love this.
Yes, thank you, Nina. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for you, for even just trusting me to. This is definitely the cultivation of a partnership and a relationship. We read this book over through together collectively and apart just to really tap in, and it requires a level of vulnerability to be here and talk through this. And that's expanding to all of you all here, that this really requires for us to be vulnerable.
Right.
And the fact that we are here, to your point, Nina, is proof that it can be done to be in business with each other. And that's another thing that this book talks about, is us showing up for each other as women, and we need each other in order to be able to continue to do this healing, right?
Right.
Men and women alike, but our sisterhood
Mm-hmm.
is so important.
Yes.
It really is. So
Yes. And
thank you.
I appreciate you. I do. All the way down to just the comfort level. Because we talk about not just the book, other things. And it's like that accountability is everything. A lot of people say, well, they don't feel comfortable, as comfortable. And I know I'm one in their new relationships to say certain things, but I'm also that person that is gonna speak facts. Like
Mhm.
sometimes it might push over a boundary, but it's just, when you comfortable with people, not many boundaries have to be put in place. The boundaries of people who like to violate them. You can't just
Mhm.
go up and have a wall and think people have to dig through your wall to get to know you. Like that's not cool either. And so I just appreciate how we came in. We both transparent, just straight to the point, and it just works. We share, we advise, and we move on.
Yeah.
And so that's important. I hope that everybody out there, shout out to Lisa too. Lisa's one of my good friends. And shout out to everybody who is in here from the Cove and also astrology class, and our family and friends that are just here to support. We appreciate y'all.
Yes. Thank you.
And if y'all ain't gonna come on in, I mean, you don't have to. If you had something to say, you can drop it in the chat. We'll just share it on the screen. But just y'all share. Don't forget to comment. We ought to say this at the beginning and the end. Don't forget to comment, like, and share the video. Feel free to play it even when you ain't listening to it. We get it, you're busy. Play it anyway so that we can come on up in the algorithm. Y'all been doing well. We appreciate y'all. We
Yeah.
need to keep it going. We want to get this healing out. And so we come here, and if it's striking this chord with us, can you imagine opening up the eyes of women around us?
Mm-hmm.
How we interact with our males, how we interact with each other. Because, like I said, this is just not male related to me personally. I don't I apply it in every relationship. A ship is designed to take you places. So if your friendships aren't growing, then that still is kind of stagnant energy. And so that's key. This is telling you again, we want to I like that part. It said what got you here is
Hey.
not gonna be the same. It's what's gonna get you in another place where you wanna be. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to change on some level, seriously. And so I know I've been using this in my household. I've been trying to speak more low. You know, Sage got that passion. I've been toning down my tune. And my heart is like, what are you about to ask? What do you have up your sleeve? And I'm like, I've been trying to use beloved more. And also I believe contact is key. We're living in a world where we'll talk to somebody but won't touch their shoulder or their hand. So I've been practicing speaking and touching as I speak. Just so you can not just see what I'm saying, but I want you to feel this energy. It's not offensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's key too. I think we've cut the touch out of communication. When you can go back to the ancient languages, everything was vibrational. And now we're speaking a foreign language, and sometimes it can cut in a different kind of way. So to reach out and touch somebody, your sister, your mom, your cousin, whoever, reach out to somebody. Don't
Mm-hmm.
let the hype keep you from touching, okay? And so I've been practicing that here. I'm just trying to be more considerate. Asking, do you have anything you would like to share? Because I get busy and I be walking past. I'm learning to pause and see, check in with the other person. And so that has made a difference. The walls are coming down. Like I say, we have a lot
Mm-hmm.
of walls up, and the walls are coming down because once you start doing that, then people naturally check on you. You hear me saying?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate that about you too, Jenny Marie. You check in. How are you doing today? You ain't just grand rising. How are you doing? Abundance. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. 'Cause I need to be speaking those things into existence. I need to
Yeah.
be saying abundance several times a day. Seriously. And not just monetary, spiritually and physically. I think the way when I work out and I'm looking at myself, I'm like, damn, I don't see the results. But it's like, are you speaking results?
Mm.
What are you saying about the workout? And so it's key. And I do want to open up, like I said, the floor. This is our last go round. Jen Marie, if you want to come down here, we having a couple of rodeos.
I
I'm gonna
do.
be baby. That rodeo look like it's gonna be everything, and I want to be in the building.
I do too.
Yeah. So y'all, we having a rodeo in Texas. Anybody's coming out this way, reach out. Let me give y'all some proper information. Y'all to be looking. I screenshotted it yesterday. I'm just loving that we're going into culture deeply. We got to
Mm-hmm.
get back to some of the stuff we were doing. And so this is a melanated rodeo they're having down here. You can look it up. It's called Bill Pickett Rodeo,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the Texas Connection series. There's one in May. This is the one I'm speaking of, but there's also one in June, and I'm gonna try to attend both. Okay. I am ready. I need some boots. I'm gonna be fully dressed, okay?
Boots and all, huh?
Girl, I got to. I gotta do
Got
it
to.
one
That's the only way
time.
to show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna embrace the culture. I always enjoy watching, like right now my seed, he likes the bow and arrow. And so when I see him with it, it just looks like it's empowering him.
Mm.
I ordered him some more arrows and stuff. But just I just like to see different things. We all throw our children in football and all these contact sports, and they don't like it. All
Yeah.
children are not that type of child.
Yeah.
And so even with the Cowboys, I had always said I'm gonna put him in junior rodeo. And so this will be I'll be able to see what's going on, and just to see us, this will make me
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and get it done. And so yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm from Denver. So we were all about the rodeo growing up.
Oh,
Yeah, we went
really?
to I took my son to one out here. They're so much fun.
Mhm.
And it's just like just to watch the skill set of, the men are so like strong and everybody is
Mhm.
just so skilled.
So
It's
what all do they do? Like tricks on the horses and stuff
some
like
of
that?
them, yeah, and then they like rally up the bulls. It's so exciting.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun, or the cattle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I highly recommend if there's ever a rodeo coming out to your town, hit it up.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Yeah, let's come out of these boxes. We've been boxed in to certain things, and there's nothing wrong. And you all come back later on this evening. I am interviewing a music artist. I'm a lover of music. If anybody knows me, that's my thing. Like usually, I got my earpods in. I'm listening to music all day, and so I just don't want us to be boxed into just music and entertainment and football
Mm.
and sometimes basketball. Like we are very creative and we're very cultural. We don't just do one thing, we'll take it and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that part. So I guess we're gonna go on and get out of here, y'all.
Yes. Thank you for joining us again. As always, much gratitude. And next week we're gonna get into this awakening this rose, y'all.
Oof, it's thick too. It's a whole book on the road.
It's the whole book. It's the whole rest of the book.
And don't forget to plug your stuff, and then I'm gonna plug mine, and we gonna go.
Yes, so I will put my link to the YouTube channel. You can follow me on Instagram at the Abundant Sister, Sistar. You could also follow my business, body care line, Soul Sister Beauty, at Soul Sister Sistar Beauty. Yeah.
Okay, and I am on Instagram, Styles by Nina, and also Katie's Alchemy is my business page. I just dropped my link tree on my social media across the board is Styles by Nina on Twitter. Um, you can type in the Urban Intellectual, and that's what I am over there. And also Katie's Alchemy. And I just started back blogging. Y'all go read that blog. I shared a blog on how to show up for yourself first on a
Mm.
daily. And so we just read about repetition. He just said, any kind of repetition is also the reprogramming. That's another thing we were on in the code. And so we want to make sure we stay at it daily. It is my intention to get up early every morning this week and get ready. I'll get up. It's the getting ready that I'm lacking on. So I'm gonna get ready. I started today. I got up and intentionally got prepared to come here and be with you all. So show up for yourselves. And like I say, Styles by Nina and Cadence Alchemy. Y'all like, share, and comment. And we're gonna come back next week and get into this rose. Peace and power.
Peace, y'all.